This video will demonstrate DataQuest's data review capabilities built into the UltraLog software. Insert the DataQuest SD memory card into your computer. From your desktop, open the UltraLog software. From the DataQuest menu pull-down, select Review. A file selection window will appear showing the files on the DataQuest SD card. If a different file location opens, browse to the SD memory card. You will see your run files listed. They are numbered run123.bin and so on. You can rename them on your memory card, or you can copy them to your computer as well. For now, we will select run1.bin. A prompt will then appear asking if you want to open an additional run. For now, we will work with only one run and select No. On the channel selection window above the graph area, you will see a tab indicating the name of the selected data file, in this case run1. Below will show all the recorded channels with appropriate channel labels and default colors. First, we will select the TAC channel and plot the engine RPM. This particular run shows our burnout data when the DataQuest activated recording through staging, two-step, launch, run, and shutdown data. You can change the graph area background color from black to white with a right mouse click anywhere on the background. You can also change the plot color for any channel by clicking on the color selection box next to the channel label. Next, we will show how to index the data so that the start of the run is set to time equals 0 reference. To do this, click on your RPM plot and move the cursor to the beginning of the run right at the launch point. You can see this point currently is equal to 34 seconds into the recording. Click on the Set Start of Run button. Now that point is referenced as time equals 0 seconds. If we want to see what RPM the converter flashed to or what time in RPM the first shift was at, you can now do so by clicking on the appropriate point on the plot. The time box below shows what second on the plot your cursor is at, and the channel value box next to the channel label shows the equivalent value. The selected channel average box will show the channel's average from time equals 0 up to the current cursor location. The pan and zoom features allow you to select which axes the graph area is zoomed on. You can select the zoom independently on the time axis, the y-axis, or both depending on which axis checkboxes are selected. These features are all controlled by the combination of the Control-Shift mouse button and the mouse pointer position. Clicking on the Zoom or Pan button will pop up instructions for each. The best way to see how these features work are to just try them out. I can use the Zoom and Pan features to zoom in on my shift point, as shown here. To see plots for multiple channels at the same time, you can simply select the channels you want. Here we will select the driveshaft RPM. When you have multiple plots showing in the graph area, you can select a specific plot or channel by clicking on it. This causes the selected channel to take control of the y-axis and scale it appropriately. The channel that is selected will also be shown in the selected channel box. Note that the channel average shown will be indicated for the selected channel. We can also select the fuel pressure channel to plot against engine RPM and driveshaft. To demonstrate the data filtering capability, we will select the fuel pressure channel. This channel is plotted with the initial smoothing value we set up previously in the configuration, but we can now further adjust the amount of filtering by moving the smoothing slider. You can see the difference in the data plot as we change the settings. The DataQuest review software allows for overlaying many data files at the same time. After selecting an initial run file, you will be prompted to open additional files. Selecting Yes will reopen the file selection window where you can select the next run. By selecting run number 1 and run number 2, you will see two data file tabs with the names run 1 and run 2 displayed. Clicking on either tab and selecting an available channel will plot the channel on the graph. I can select the tag channel for both runs and change the color of one as well. Next, we can select one of the plots and use the nudge arrows to line up both plots. I can press the nudge back arrow until the plots are aligned. Zooming in helps align more accurately. Once aligned, you can select additional channels from both runs and analyze your data. Here we will select the fuel pressure and an EGT from both runs. The DataQuest system has a unique feature that allows for computing and analyzing clutch or converter RPM and slip without having to install an RPM sensor on the input shaft of the transmission. If you viewed the DataQuest configuration video, it explains how to enable this feature, but in this video I will show how to view the data. The DataQuest system does everything for you. All you have to do is select the channels. In this example, I will select engine, driveshaft, and clutch RPM. Now I can select clutch slip to plot the data. The system plots both the clutch RPM and the amount of slip. As you can see, when the car is not moving, there is 100% slip. After the launch through first gear, the converter slips less and less, showing you how far it locks up. The DataQuest automatically finds your shift points and recalculates the slip for the next gear. With this method, the DataQuest cannot differentiate between the slippage in the clutch or converter versus the transmission, but still yields a 100% accurate total drivetrain slippage, and for most applications provides the required data to accurately measure the clutch or converter. This concludes the DataQuest data review video. If you have further questions, please visit our website or feel free to contact Ultronics.